Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I was reading Psalm 108 yesterday and I was like, I have to read this to my viewers. I have to read this on my channel. And then I'm going to explain one of my favorite verses in Psalm 108 that I actually did some reflection on last night and wrote it down in my journal, as you could see. So if you guys want to get out your Bible and turn to Psalm 108, that way we can read it together, all right? And I have my little dandelion root tea that I've been drinking 2 to 3 times a day. It's a new thing of mine. I also have hibiscus tea as well for my heart health. Anyway, how's your guys' day going so far? Mine is going pretty well. I just got back from the gym. As you can see, I have some sweat still on my body. But I had some time to want to share the gospel with you guys, okay? All right, so you guys are on Psalm 108. Let's get started. All right, woo! Okay. And it's not long, but there's a verse here that I love. And guess what verse it is when I read it to you before I say the verse, okay? Be like, that might be the verse that Kai is talking about, okay? Okay. All right. Oh God, my heart is fixed. I will sing and give praise, even with my glory. Awake, psaltery in heart. I myself will awake early. I will praise thee, O Lord, among the people, and I will sing praises unto thee among the nations. For thy mercy is great above the heavens, and thy truth reacheth unto the clouds. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens, and thy glory above all the earth, that thy beloved may be delivered. Save with thy right hand and answer me. God hath spoken in his holiness. I will rejoice. I will divide Shechem and mete out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine. Manasseh is mine. Ephraim is also the strength of mine head. Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Over Philistia will I triumph. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? Will not thou, O God, who hast cast us off? And wilt not thou, O God, go forth with our host? Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through God shall we do valiantly, for he is that shall tread down our enemies. So do you guys want to guess what verse I loved in this psalm? It's verse 108. Oh, I'm sorry. It's chapter 108, verse 13. The last one. It says, through God we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. Okay? Woo! All right, y'all. Now let's get into my reflection of that verse that I did last night. Okay? So the meaning of verse 108, verse 13, chapter 108, verse 13, I keep doing that. Meaning, the strength and victory in struggles come from God, not human might. Trust God. Draw strength from him. Act courageously in his name. And he will ensure your victory over all opposing forces. Okay? How this verse can be used in today's world. 1, it promotes faith over fear. By trusting in God to tread down our enemies, It builds faith, allowing believers to confront internal enemies and external foes with confidence, knowing God is with them. It also calls for active participation. We will do valiantly, which implies a call to action, to actively partner with God, fight our battles through Him, and live victoriously by His wisdom, not our own. Okay? Example, the book of Joshua, which I'm currently reading. That's a great example. Ooh, this is your sign to read the book of Joshua. And lastly, shifting from self-reliance to God's help. In a world that often emphasizes personal hustle and human strategies, this verse reminds us that human help is worthless on its own. It encourages us to look to Christ as the primary source of strength, rather than relying solely on our own abilities or political/social systems. Beautiful. So I wrote down key takeaways for the year of 2026, because y'all, we're still in the beginning. We're still in January. 1, a key takeaway is seek God first. Start with prayer. Okay? Number 2, follow the will of God, and while doing so, act with courage and bravery. You got this. Number 3, give God the glory. Recognize that while you perform the work, the ultimate triumph belongs to the Lord. And then I put amen right after. Okay? So I wrote these things down, that way we can reflect. Ask yourselves these questions, okay? 1, have I surrendered my current battle to Christ? 2, do I believe that God truly has my back? 3, what past victories can I recall? And then think to yourself how God led you through with that victory. Okay? And then I thought maybe I could open up to you guys. And so I asked myself a question that I could maybe share with you guys. And I asked myself and I said, when was a time that I seeked the Lord's strength while overcoming personal battles that led me to victory? You know what I'm saying? With God's help. Okay? So when was the time that I seek the Lord's strength while overcoming personal battles that led me to victory? That makes sense, right? And I wrote down little dots. It was late at night, so I just came up with what was just popped into my head. And I think the main one was my childhood and where the Lord led me to today. If you're new on my channel, hold on. Let me see if this is warm enough. Still really hot. Okay. If you're new to my channel, in my past videos, I had mentioned what I've gone through in my life with my mom. She abandoned my family, my brothers and sisters and I. And then the abuse that I went through as a child and the neglect that I went through as a child as well. And it wasn't as common to know about these things when I was a kid, like how it is known about today. Like, people understand today that there's kids that are suffering, that there's kids who go through abuse, that there's kids who are going through adversity at young ages. So they're paid attention to, and I would say people are more aware of that. When I was younger, it was very uncommon for the things that I had gone through, especially my mom abandoning my family. I felt that I had no one to talk to about the situation. And I felt that because the foundation in my home was cracked, Satan made its way in, okay? And the abandonment issues that I had, the mental stuff that was going on that I had, the emotional damage, all of that, led me to having horrible thoughts as a teenager, harming myself, like wanting to harm myself, wanting to live with Jesus. That was always my thing. I just want to go to heaven. I didn't want to, you know, like suicide. It wasn't, I just wanted peace in my life. But the Lord led me through. I would hear the Lord's voice speak to me as a child and say, he would guide me. He would show me, look, I knew what I was doing creating you. This is going to be part of your testimony. You have a strong purpose. He would lead me through the times that I was so broken and I was so lost and I had no affection in my home. I felt alone. I remember crying to God when I was a child. I was saying no one ever understood me. Even like in the community I grew up in, I felt that I was stereotyped. My mistakes were used against me, I think, more than I think the average person's mistakes should be used against them, if that makes sense. Like, let's say I did something and the whole community would find out, and it just made it seem like the world was against me. It made it seem like no one saw value in me or no one saw a purpose in me. And I always said that I felt like if Satan tried me, it would be that he would make me feel like I have no value on this earth. And the Lord throughout my whole life would show me that, Kaya, you do have value in your life. You have a purpose in your life. Okay? Don't question why I made you. You know, maybe your parents didn't love you, but I love you. And with that mindset, that's what gave me the confidence to grow and have victory in overcoming that rough childhood. You guys, I'm at a point in my life, I'm 27 years old. I'll be 28 in May of this year. I forgave my mom and my dad. My mom, she doesn't speak to us at all. She just doesn't want anything to do with us. But I forgave her from a distant. Like, I pray for her, because I don't know how I'm supposed to like forgive her if she doesn't even talk to me. But I just came to a place where I was like, here, Lord, you take it. You deal with people that hurt me, but I'm gonna pray for my enemies. I'm gonna pray and forgive. The Lord calls us to honor thy mother and thy father. It didn't say honor your mother and your father only if they are this way or that way or this way. The Lord showed me, he said, Kaya, how do I honor you? And I said, through forgiveness and mercy and grace and kindness and patience. The list goes on, and the Lord goes, okay, so you do the same thing with your parents. And I was like, wow, okay, I hear you, Lord, I hear you. And part of like overcoming what I went through was giving it all to God. I feel like if I wouldn't have done that, I don't know where I would be in my life. Either death or destruction, on drugs. Not that I was on drugs, but like, I'm just saying, like, where would I be? Like, whoa, like, you know? And also, you guys, in March, late March this year will be 5 years since I have had a drop of alcohol. When I was 24 years old, I made 2 vows in my life to not drink alcohol and to not smoke marijuana. And, but I already wasn't drinking prior to me making the vow. That's why it'll be 5 years this year. But to be able to tell you guys, look what I've gone through. Look at the mental madness I've been through. And there's so much more behind the scenes that I've gone through, you guys. A lot, trust me. Wow. I mean, I had medical issues in the last few years. It's just a lot of stuff, and moving out of state. I mean, it's just a lot. Okay, like there's a lot that I've gone through. But I'm still standing, y'all, and that's victory. Of overcoming what Satan thought that he would trap me in, if that makes sense. Satan thought that I would have a victim mentality, that I would seek other gods, that I would seek false idols, that I would seek validation in other things. And I made it out, you guys. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that I'm perfect, because I'm still in a spiritual battle of every day. Every day we're going to be tempted. Every day we're going to sin. I'm not perfect. But I just want to let you guys know, like, whoever is out there, give it to God. And don't pity your life. Don't victimize your life. Like, I could easily compare my life to other people and be like, oh my gosh, they have a good mom in their life. Why didn't I not have a good mom? I wish I had a mom in my life. I could easily be like, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, and just be sad and depressed. And you guys, I don't want to question the Lord and why I'm here. The Lord knew what I was going to go through in my life, and yet he still created me. And through God is where I get my confidence. Through God is where I get my value. If we seek worldly value, we're just going to be disappointed over and 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 over again. But if we seek the Lord's value, man, it's like, wow, like I feel like a princess. I feel something that I've never felt before in my life of, man, God has me here for a mission. How much of an honor is that? The Lord's like, Kai, I need you here. I need you to be a disciple of Christ. I knew you were going to go through all these things, and I had faith that you would make it out. Like, and that's such an honor, Lord. And I hope that anyone who knew me, who's watching this video, could be inspired by the strength that I had to overcome the adversaries I overcame. It's never too late to follow Christ. If you see anybody who's struggling around you in school, in high school, around you, don't make fun of them. Don't gossip about them. Don't act like you're better than them. Pray for them. I wish I had a little bit more of that in the community I grew up in. I think a lot of people love to gossip, and you never really know what people go through. You know, next time you see somebody who's struggling or not doing good in school or has a hard time coming to school and they're late, don't yell at them and make fun of them and look down on them. Pray for them. Ask if they need any help. Be there for people. You know, that one person can seriously make a change in somebody's life. You know, love thy neighbors, y'all. Because you never know what your neighbor is going through, and if he needs just one prayer to help him get out of a hole, or he or she needs somebody to bring him to Jesus. But yeah, that's my story, you guys. And I mean, trust me, I've been through a lot. I want to share more, but I'm such a private person as well. But one thing I've always spoke about is my childhood, because I know that there's kids out there that don't take the light in the darkness like I did. And take the light. It's a hard road, but it's worth it. And I believe in you. And I wish I had people tell me when I was a child, I believe in you. You're worth it, Kaya. You can overcome it. And I want to tell whoever's watching this video that you got this. You know, the angels in heaven are cheering for you. Jesus loves you. And Seriously, like, you got this. Seek Christ. Pray to him. When you do that, you'll realize, wow, the validation I was seeking in this world was ridiculous. And it actually made me devalue myself when I shouldn't have been, you know. But y'all, you got this. That's my word of encouragement today, is you got this. Psalm chapter 108 verse 13 in Psalms, okay? Read that all the time. And know that God will fight your battles for you. 100%. And it's worth it. For me to tell you guys my testimony is even worth it in itself. Fight that battle with the Lord. Love thy neighbor and pray for your enemies, you guys. I hope that this video makes sense. And I always say, I try to say in my videos, if you guys ever need a prayer, please reach out to me, comment below. Also message me on Instagram at Miss Drizzy K. I would love to pray for you and share scriptures with you. And yeah, if you also want to talk about a certain topic that I haven't talked about yet, comment below in the comments, and I would love to go over that and do research on that and talk about it on my channel. But anyways, you guys, I love you guys so much, and just know that Jesus has his arms open for you to run into them. He loves you so very much. Stop seeking worldly validation and seek Christ. All right? Take care of yourselves, pray daily, love thy neighbor, and pray for your enemies.